In this video, I'm going to go over electronic homework for Chapter 1, Part 2. It's number 5, the meatloaf problem. So on this one, you have a spot where you're supposed to click to get more info. The question is, you're planning on making 7 meatloafs for a party. You go to the store to buy breadcrumbs and see that they're sold by the canister. How many canisters do you need to buy? So first determine what information you need to answer this question, then click here to display that info along with other info. It's kind of designed originally to be a discussion in a classroom, and we're trying to simulate that online. So you kind of think about what you need and then look here and you'll get that info. So how many breadcrumbs does the recipe call for? It's 1.5 cups of breadcrumbs. So if you don't click on that, you won't get any of the info that you actually need. So that's really important right off the bat. The next part tells you how many meatloaves does the recipe make. It makes 1. But you have 7 loaves that you need to make, so you got to consider that. And also it makes 10 servings, so you can think about that. Let's look here at the nutrition facts too. We might need to use that to be able to know how many cups is in a canister, for instance. So here's some little tips I wrote to guide you along, but I'll also do the problem out. But if you want to try starting it based on this information, go ahead and do that and then pause. Or pause and then do that and then check it. From the recipe, figure out how many total breadcrumbs are needed by multiplying the number of cups for 1 meatloaf times the number of meatloaves. So the total number of breadcrumbs is going to equal, we'll just say BC, is going to be 1.5, so that would be 3 halves as far as the cups go, times 7 for the number of meatloaves. And yours could be different. They're algorithmically generated, so check that. So I'm going to write that as 21/2 and just leave it as an improper fraction right now. So we did this, so that's the total number of breadcrumbs we need is 21 halves cups, or 10.5. Also figure out how many cups of breadcrumbs are in each canister by multiplying the number of cups per serving times the number of servings. Okay, so we're going to figure out the number of cups per canister. And that says to multiply the number of cups per serving, which is 1/3, times the number of servings is 14. And so that gives me 14/3 cups per canister. I'm just going to say can, but it's like a cardboard cylinder type thing. Then divide the total number of cups of breadcrumbs needed by the number of cups of breadcrumbs in 1 canister to get the precise amounts. So that one I'm going to write down here. So this is really the crux of it. There's a lot of extra information in this problem. There's, we call them distractors, so we don't need to use everything that's given to us. So we're going to go ahead and take the total breadcrumbs, which is 21/2, and we're going to divide that by the number in 1 canister, which is 14/3. And we will go ahead and flip that second fraction around, because when we divide fractions, we multiply by the reciprocal. And then we're going to go ahead and reduce, so you can use a calculator if you want, but 7 into 21 would be 3, 7 into 14 would be 2. And so our answer is going to come out to be 3 times 3 is 9, 2 times 2 is 4. So 9/4. And we can make that into a mixed number now. 4 into 9 would be twice with 1/4 left over. Okay, so that is canisters. But it says you can only buy whole canisters, but we know that. So the tendency is to want to round up. Like if I were really doing this in a store, I would round up. But in this question, this is part of the instructions. It actually tells you to give your answer accurate to at least 1 decimal place. So I'm actually going to do it as 2.25 because I know that they want a decimal answer and not the next whole canister. So I wrote this little kind of note here to help clarify that, because that's how this program is designated. But in real life, you know, I'd just get 3 to make sure I had enough. So, but with my open math, it's important to read the directions. And again, if you have an issue on a homework or a quiz or something like that where you didn't get your credit and you really kind of interpret it a little differently or whatever, just send me a note and I can override that. I'll assess it manually at any time for you. All right, so I hope that helps. That's it for this problem. If you need me to help you write out yours, specifically with the numbers, it's best if you can attach your work to the problem for me. Have a great day.